Hello, welcome to the email guideline video. My name is Dr. Lydia Jirogi. I'm going to walk you through the steps of sending a properly formatted business email. There are 5 objectives for this video. The first is to review the syllabus guidelines. The second, identify core information. The third is identify the structure of emails. The fourth is to review key tips. And 5, of course, is learn by doing. This is the syllabus guideline. This looks a bit daunting because it is. So rather than take it as the whole text, I think I want us to chunk it into 3 separate parts. First, we have the steps. So all emails need to include the course information, the semester, and a topic. And I'm flexible on the semester information as far as like fall 2021 because generally people aren't emailing me from previous semesters, but I am not flexible in any way, shape, or form on the subject line. So you need to make sure that when you type in a subject line, it has Marketing 204, whatever the appropriate section is, and in this case it's probably 302, and then whatever the topic is or reason for your email. So an example of that is Marketing 204-302, Fall 2021, exam question, or in your case, it's probably a quiz question. Next is making sure that you email from an official MSU account, so no Gmail, Yahoo, any of those other accounts. Make sure you send an email address to my address. This is a bigger issue at another university I taught at because we had multiple accounts for faculty. No abbreviation or slang. So make sure that you treat your emails like letters. Don't use abbreviation or slang. Next, do not reorder the content of the subject line. This means do not put the topic before the course information. I always want to have the course information first so I know what class I'm getting ready to look at, what section I'm looking at, and then what the topic is so I know how to make sure to answer that question. And finally, if your email is missing any of this information or any of the information listed in the next slide that we're getting ready to cover, I'll either delete it or send it back to you with instructions to review the syllabus or the syllabus guidelines. This can be very problematic if you happen to wait until the last minute to send me an email without a signature, a subject line, or an unaddressed email. Basically, you don't tell me to whom are you speaking. The deadline will pass without you getting your answer. So again, these are incredibly important rules to follow. Let's look at a good email. In this example of the good email, you see that the person has 1, sent an email to me to the correct address. 2, they've used their student account. 3, the subject line has the course, the section, and then the topic, so a question about the quiz. And the message we have, they've addressed the recipient, i.e. me, so they have Dr. Jirogi. Then they have in the content of question, I took quiz 10 last night and I'm unclear about number 5. May I set up a time to meet with you about the quiz? Perfect, I can easily address that question. And then they have a signature, John Smith. So I can easily say, okay, I need to go look at this course, this section for this student, look at what they did on quiz 10 at question number 5 so I can make sure to address that for them. And now we have an example of a bad email. In this email, what you're going to see is that this person still emailed the correct address. They did not, however, use their student email address. They used Gmail. The subject line is incomplete. I don't know what class this could be. I'm teaching at least 4 classes this fall, so I have no idea which of the 4 they're in. They didn't address anybody, so I don't know if they're actually meant to email me, if they meant to email someone else. And then again, this question is relatively direct, so again, I could probably help a student if I had any idea who they were or what class they're in, because JS and JDizzle don't really tell me much as far as being able to find this person. Case in point, I will not hunt to find who sent me this email. This email is going to go either directly into my trash or they'll get a response back saying, if you're in my class, then you know to follow the syllabus guidelines for course communication, and I'm happy to answer the question once you format your email correctly. There are 4 pointers you should be aware of before sending an email. First, what action do you want me to take? I often receive lengthy emails that forget to include what the person needs me to do. Are you just letting me know you want me to be aware? Are you confused about something that you need me to explain? Do you think something may be incorrect in the gradebook and you need me to go back in and modify it? What action do you need me to take? Next, those same lengthy emails also forget to use paragraphs. So organizing your thoughts and comments helps me to make sure I don't miss anything in your email. This is especially true when you may be upset due to an emergency or personal crisis. But please, organizing your content helps me answer your questions more fully. Number 3, time frame. When do you need my action completed by? If you're requesting a reference, did you make sure that I have time to review the materials you gave me and write a letter? If you want a meeting, did you make sure that I have time to check my schedule and get back to you? General rule of thumb, Always expect there to be a 24-hour delay between when you send and when you hear back from someone. So if you ask for a meeting from me 2 hours from now, it's unlikely that I'm going to check my email in that window and be able to meet with you. And I have had that happen. Lastly, proofread. Respect your reader's time by removing mistakes. So as a courtesy to whoever you're emailing, proofreading and proofing your emails makes it easier to read and understand, and to make sure that we actually get to you the information that you're trying to get from us. All right, and our last slide, let's do it. Let's walk through how to send a professional email actually in an email account. Let's learn by doing. We're going to go through, we're going to go into my email address where we are now and send an email. So step-by-step process. First thing is click new message, which is right up here. Second is type in my name or the name of whomever you are trying to email. One thing that's really nice about this functionality is it will actually populate with the email address of that person. There's clearly not that many Lydias, but my last name is also fairly unique at this university. So we find me, we click, and then we don't need to CC anybody, we don't need to BCC anybody, and just in case you didn't know, carbon copy and blind carbon copy. And then we add a subject line. So we are Marketing 204, Section 302, and we're going to go with a subject line of Practice Email. All right, after that, we go into the email and we address it. So I'm sending an email to myself, and I have the name. I enter a space. I'll enter another space. Again, we want to make sure that we format this so it looks professional. Just going to type a message. And we have our message, and then it says to sign it, which I have a signature block, so all of my emails automatically come up with this, but you just want to type in your name, and then we're going to send it. Done. Now, one thing I want to mention, if you've made it this far, and you'll see it popped up, so you can see how it renders in my email account. But if you've made it this far, I want to reward you for your involvement in this course. If you follow all of the instructions correctly and send me an email with the subject line Practice Email as the topic, I will give you 2 extra credit points for doing this correctly. I'm going to put a due date on this and say by the end of the first week of the semester, so Sunday 11:59 p.m. Get your extra credit in, and have a great day.